Okay, hello. For number one, I just said during class, Professor Roxy did a good job explaining all the assignments and what we had to do to get a good grade on it, in my opinion. I think she explained that pretty thoroughly for the most part. She was very patient and understanding when everyone had questions in class and answered them pretty well. My group was pretty good. I didn't have an issue with anybody. Everyone in my group was very mature and like open-minded to everything. I didn't have a problem with anyone for the group project because everyone did their part and was respectful. There wasn't anyone who was lazy, in my opinion. And then the research assignment was okay. I had a harder time understanding what to do for that, but Roxy eventually cleared that up for me when I emailed her. So that part was good. And then for number two, I was really good at the writing quizzes that were usually 20 to 30 questions long, because for some reason I've always been good with grammar and knowing the correct way to write sentences. I don't know why, but I've just always understood that pretty well. So those were the quizzes that were at home, not the ones that were in class. So yeah. And then the major assignments were a little bit harder, but I did okay on those as well. So number three, something I could have improved on that wasn't really my strength was my presentation was something I could have worked on, because I had a lot of words on my slide, which Professor Roxy called me out on after the presentation, saying that I needed less words. So that just goes to show that I needed to work on that, and not rely on my note cards as much too. I was relying too much on my note cards and not looking at the class as much. I mean, I still like looked up at everyone every once in a while during my presentation, but I was just relying too much on the note cards, and that was holding me back a little bit, maybe making it harder for people to understand what I was saying, or maybe not, maybe it was just in my head. But I mean, regardless, I should have been looking down at the cards or just looking at my slide as much. So I should have done a better job of like memorizing my slides, knowing what I was going to talk about, because I had the financial part, and I understood how traditional income statements worked. I mean, I'm in accounting, my second accounting class. That's like what I'm minoring in, so that's why I was confident in taking care of the financial section of it, since nobody else wanted to do it. But yeah, I just needed to do a better job of not relying on my note cards and looking at the slides so much, because I'm sure that was probably a little aggravating for Professor Roxy. But my understanding of income statements and gross profit, like how to like get gross profit from revenue minus cost of goods sold and expenses and all that. I understood all that, but yeah, so I fixed it after she called me out on it, and I took down most of the words, and it wasn't, it looked a lot better after that. And then I added some pictures because she wanted to see more visuals and not as much words. So that was definitely something that I that was my weakness that I should have worked on. So then fourth one, I would like to see, so something that I would like to see done differently is I would like to see the quizzes done differently, not the ones I was talking about, the 20 question long ones at home, the in-class assignments where we had to do the homework and then we would have an in-class quiz that was usually 3-4 questions long. It's because we had to rely too much on Lockdown Browser for that, even though it was in class where she could see us, and so she would be able to notice if we were cheating or not. So it didn't really make much sense to me why she wanted extra security, where we had to rely on Lockdown Browser. If it was at home, I understand, like an online exam, an online quiz, they usually have us do Lockdown Browser so that we're not opening up other tabs. So I get that part, but when it's in class and she's literally looking at us and they're only like 3 questions long, and it doesn't take more than 10 minutes to do, or 3 or 4 questions, I mean, then I don't really understand that. But I think that was really my only complaint, because she did a good job of explaining everything to everyone, answering everyone's questions, at least for me. And then in class, she was very patient, I could tell. Some professors, I can tell, don't have that patience. I don't know, it's hard for me to explain, but some professors just don't have that maturity level, which is funny because most of them are in their 30s, 40s, 50s. So, but Roxy definitely was patient. So, yeah. So back to this question. That's the only thing I really could see could be done differently. It just became more of a hassle with the Lockdown Browser, and everyone was having issues with it. Some people were. I wasn't, and they were complaining about it in class. And so that was like the only thing I noticed that could be done differently in that class, because everything else was fine in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening.